Hey, it's Sid with Table Talk with Sid, a life memo. I am reaching out today. I am traveling, gonna do some work and going to a regional tournament for my daughter in soccer. I do have to say, it is pressuring me a little. It's extremely expensive and time consuming, but nevertheless, you're going to you have to invest in your children one way or another, which I think is interesting, a little off topic. People always say, oh, you should take her out, it's just too expensive. But you know what? When you have children, you're investing one way or the other. So if you don't get them focused and involved in things, then the things you're investing in on them will be: who's she sleeping with? What drugs is she doing? Who's she hanging out? That's the investment. And helping with a pregnancy. So, I'm kind of helping myself right now. Anyway, I'm very grateful. She's very, very good at what she does. She's driven. Colleges are looking at her, and that's very exciting. Okay, so moving on. All right, so the topic today is on the subject of: is it a good thing when things don't turn out early on? So we'll use it maybe through dating, okay? And I was talking to a girlfriend who's been dating for about, I'd say 4 or 5 years now. And she says that she actually really enjoys it for the most part. But of course, dating is dating. It is what it is. But she says that she wants to do different. She wants different type of men. She wants to create a different type of relationship in her future. So of course, in order to do that, you have to be aware of what you want different. What didn't work for her in her last relationship? What did work for her in the relationship? What things she wants to change, what characteristics she wants to find in these men or a man. So all of these things are rolling around. And in the past, she says she's not really been great at picking men. And it's interesting because overall she's a very balanced woman. She makes good common sense decisions. She is inspired. She's highly intelligent and motivated. She's all of these things. She's extremely interesting and she's sexy. She's beautiful. So it is interesting that in her past, she hasn't always picked good men. So as she's been out dating, she said that she recently went out with a couple of them that she was actually very interested in. Both of them very successful. Both of them, one of them had children and one had all of his children were all adults. And she said there was a lot of things about them that were great. However, she says, I don't want a man who's clingy. I don't need a needy man. But she does know there has to be a point to how much focus or attention that he gives her has to be there. And she says that she doesn't want a man who doesn't feel fulfilled, or a man who doesn't have gratitude for his life and find the good and wants to do different. Yet she knows there has to be a balance there of a man who has passion for his life and doing the things he wants to do, but still has room for her in his life. So that's long-winded, but so the discussion is, for her, the interesting thing is she's absolutely correct. So the things you put your focus in. So we're just going to take, I don't know, Joe, okay? So she goes out and she dates Joe, really likes Joe. They hit it off, things are great, he's very successful. But in the next few days, now of course we're all going to say, there needs to be a little lag time, and that's fine, so be it. But there's really no communication there. And you have to really remember that you must take people at face value. Now, Yes, of course, people can change. Of course, people have their downfalls. No one's going to be perfect. However, we as a society often have a habit of trying to make things the way we want them to be instead of actually how they are. So this guy showed a lot of attention to her on the date. He took a long time from what she said to ask her out. And then the days following, not any much attention at all. So what he's telling her, and this doesn't make him right, wrong, or otherwise, but what he's telling her, although verbally in the date, she said that he told her that she was very unique. He had never met anyone like her, that she was grounded, she was pulled together, and he hadn't met women who were like this and had gratitude and had their life pulled together, and that he was so excited to meet this type of woman. Yet then days go by, and there's no communication. So what I would said to her is that you have to look at that behavior. He may verbally be telling you that, but his actions are saying where you put your focus is what you're interested in, whether you like it or not. It's what you are gravitating to, whether you like it or not. It is what you feel you are valued to have, whether you like it or not. So, if he truly to his core, for whatever reason, maybe he doesn't feel like he adds up to her. Maybe he feels like she doesn't need him enough. Maybe he feels intimidated. Whatever these things may be, there's a reason why his focus, his energy isn't back on her yet. Back on other women that he expressed were usually lost, or gold diggers, or women with low self-esteem, didn't have it together. Well, where he's putting his focus is where he's going to get more of. So if his focus is on the women that don't have it pulled together, he's going to keep attracting those women. That's where his focus is. That's what he thinks he's valued at. If he, for himself, felt he was valued at her level, at her existence, where she's going, similar to him, because he doesn't want to live her life. He needs to live his life. But if he were, well, majority of people would put their focus in the thing they want. And because he's not putting his focus into the thing he says he wants, there's all those reasons. And so for her, she needs to take note, because he's telling her up front, he's not ready. He doesn't know if he's worthy. He may feel intimidated. All of these things. And she was debating with me. She goes, but he told me he'd been looking for meaning like her visual look, from her body type to her personality, to her drive, to her intelligence, for years, and had never found it. And I said to her, excitement gets there. People get excited, they say things. He very easily could very well mean it. The fact of the matter is, he may say he wants that, but he has not prepared himself emotionally, spiritually, or intellectually to handle or to be with that type of woman. He has not done the research, the homework, the self-value work, the understanding, the balance work for himself to be able to stand emotionally equal with her. So I think it's very interesting because, so often my late father would tell me all the time, you need to take people at face value. Let them tell you who they are, and they will tell you who they are the very first time you meet them. Listen to them. Watch them. Watch their behavior. As you interact with them a few times after the first time you meet them, watch, listen, hear, and feel what they're telling you, because people will never lie to you on who they are. Now, I'm not saying that she or me or anyone else is better than anyone else. We all have our own uphill battles. We have our own things to overcome. What I'm saying is, as people are out, as she's out searching for, quote unquote, this guy, because she tells me that she doesn't know if she wants to get married again, but she would love to choose to be with a man because she chooses to, not because she has to. And that's quite beautiful. So as she's out looking for that partner, the challenge is, whomever it is she's looking for is not going to be perfect, but she needs to find a man who has a similar journey, who has come, similar as in his path from his past to where he is, so that they're on the same wavelength. Going and finding a man who hasn't quite developed all those skills we already discussed is a downfall, because somebody's going to have to move. She's either going to have to step back to be with him, or he's emotionally going to have to step forward to be with her. And typically, if a person has not prepared themselves for what they say they want, whether it's a career, children, a marriage, a relationship, if they haven't emotionally prepared, then typically there's that, learning curve. It's going to take them a minute to catch up with that individual or whomever that they're trying to be, quote unquote, emotionally equal to. It's like stepping into being a surgeon and stepping up to do surgery one day, but you did not go to school to learn what you need to do that surgery. And so more than likely that surgery is going to be a failure because that individual doesn't own the skills to be at the point where they say they want to be. I think it's highly powerful because she was hurt that these two men, one in particular, is not showing the kind of interest he, quote unquote, portrayed that he had in her at the date. And I actually think it is quite brilliant, because your higher powers, life, God, and the universe, they maneuver you. They prepare you. They help you to land on the path and the journey best suited for you right now. And individuals that reason, a season, a lifetime, that come into your life, right? A reason, people at the grocery store or the gas station help you with your food. A lifetime, your parents, your children, sometimes a partner. Those seasonal people, 100% of them come into your life to gift you. They gift you with understanding, patience, forgiveness, children, love, friendship, whatever that is. Once they give the gift, they must depart. That's part of their gift. They move on, leaving the journey open for you to take the gift they gave you to improve upon it, to understand it, to use it. So as you travel on in your journey, you are a stronger, more balanced, more well-adjusted person. That also is powerful because it tells you people are never used, abused, trashed, and left to rot on the side of the road. 100% of the time, the point of view is everything. And majority of the time, now I'm going to say that because there are instances, out there that we're not going to cover, but majority of the time, people come into your life and they have educated you. They've taught you something. So when something doesn't work out right at the top, and it's really sad, she's very sad about this, and it's actually a good thing, because if she listens and watches and hears and feels what he's telling her, what he's saying is, I don't want to hurt you for another 2, 5, 10 years for you to try to figure out what's really going on. I'm really telling you right now, this is what's going on. And let me just educate you in that area. Let me gift you in that area so you can move on now. So you can keep doing what you're doing, improving. And so you have room in your life to find that type of man you're looking for. I just think it is wonderful. Life is perfectly put together. So many people think it's not. It is so perfectly put together. And we are absolutely the drivers of our life. The reason people feel like life is falling apart instead of falling together is because it's their point of view. When you don't get what you think you want or what you think you should have, are things really falling apart, or are they falling together? Ponder that. All right, in your day, you may fall down. Stand up, brush off, and move on. I'll talk to you.